Welcome, everyone. We're really glad you could join us for another deep dive today.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Usually, you and I sit down to explore a new book, a sprawling research paper, maybe a heavily debated article.
Right.
We try to give you the frameworks you need to understand the world just a little bit better. But today we are doing something incredibly unique.
We really are. We aren't looking at a traditional text at all.
No. We have a digital snapshot in front of us. It is a literal freeze frame of a YouTube homepage from today, March 10th, 2026.
Think of it as a digital time capsule.
Exactly. Or maybe a piece of modern digital archaeology capturing exactly what a specific user was looking at right at this very moment.
It's an exercise in digital anthropology, honestly.
Oh.
When we think about understanding a culture, we usually, look at physical artifacts or grand historical texts.
Right, the big stuff.
Yeah. But looking at a single, heavily curated web page can actually tell us volumes about how we consume information, how we self-soothe with entertainment, and crucially, what the underlying algorithms believe we want to see based on our deepest psychological patterns.
And to understand the pattern, we have to look at the anchor of this entire snapshot.
The starting point.
Right. The main video this user has clicked on, the one that is generating this entire web of recommendations, is a brand new documentary.
And what's it called?
It's titled Faith Evans and Biggie, a love story marked by fame and tragedy, full documentary biography.
Okay.
It was just uploaded by the official biography channel, which has a very healthy 1.11 million subscribers.
And this isn't just a quick 5-minute clip we're talking about. It's a substantial feature-length piece of content.
Exactly. It's a serious time commitment. It clocks in at 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 38 seconds.
Wow.
And looking at the data from our freeze frame, it was released just 2 days ago, on March 8, 2026.
So it's brand new. It's super fresh. Because it's so fresh out in the world, it's currently sitting at a modest 5,957 views and 189 likes. But, and this is key, we aren't here to review the documentary itself, are we?
No, we aren't. And that brings us to the real mission of this deep dive.
Yeah.
We aren't just here to talk about the well-documented tragic lives of the American rapper, the Notorious B.I.G., whose life was violently cut short in 1997, or the incredible American singer-songwriter Faith Evans, born in 1973.
Right.
While their intensely public relationship and its tragic end is the anchor, our actual focus is the perimeter.
The perimeter, I like that.
We are exploring the fascinating algorithm of adjacent content surrounding this video. By analyzing the 20 recommended videos that populate this user's feed right alongside that documentary, we can effectively map out a distinct cultural zeitgeist for March 2026.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the moment you look at the right side of the screen, the algorithm immediately starts connecting the story of Biggie and Faith to other tragic figures, specifically from the 90s and the early 2000s.
Right, it's grouping them. It doesn't just offer more hip-hop music. It instantly creates this powerful nostalgia loop.
And it's a very specific kind of nostalgia. It's a loop centered entirely around immense talent and sudden, shocking loss.
Let me just run through some of the specific recommendations popping up in this feed to show you what we mean.
Go for it.
First, we have Tupac V's free movie on a channel called DocuQuest.
Classic 90s connection.
Exactly. That one is an hour, 5 minutes, and 24 seconds long, uploaded 5 months ago, with about 12,000 views. Now, Tupac and Biggie make perfect sense.
Right.
But right next to it is the tragic true story of Aaliyah, uploaded by the channel Volksgeist.
Another massive loss from that era.
Yeah, it's another hour-long documentary, 1 hour, 1 minute, and 48 seconds to be exact, sitting at 480,000 views from 6 months ago.
Notice how the algorithm moves from a specific rap rivalry to other high-profile cultural figures of the exact same era.
Right.
Figures who share that same narrative arc of interrupted potential.
But wait, it casts an even wider net than just music.
Oh, absolute.
Right below Aaliyah, the algorithm pivots into political royalty. It serves up unseen footage. Inside John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bassett's wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, that's from a channel called Real Stories. It's 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 12 seconds long, posted just a month ago, and already has 387,000 views.
That's a fascinating leap.
And then taking a slight pivot into Hollywood curses. There's Poltergeist E. True, Hollywood Story, 2002, uploaded by Andy Film.
The Poltergeist curse?
Yes. That one is an hour, 20 minutes, and 45 seconds long from 2 years ago, and boasts an incredible 1 million views. So I have to ask, why would a Biggie Smalls documentary lead me to a video about JFK Jr. and a cursed 80s horror movie set?
What's fascinating here is why all these specific titles are grouped together. The algorithm isn't categorizing by genre.
Right, it's not just music.
No, it isn't just saying, oh, you like music or you like the 1990s. It recognizes a user drawn to profound talent cut short. It is reading an emotional signature.
An emotional signature.
The digital landscape perfectly feeds our collective desire to revisit the past, specifically pasts that feel unresolved. We are constantly looking for unseen footage or untold stories to try and make sense of these historical pop culture tragedies.
Trying to find an answer where there isn't one.
Exactly. It's as if watching one more hour-long documentary will finally give us the closure on a loss from 20 or 30 years ago that society never really processed.
It's true. You click on a documentary about Biggie and Faith, and the platform assumes you are in a very reflective, almost melancholic headspace. You are mourning lost potential.
Right.
But then, as we scroll a little further down this snapshot, things take a much darker shift. Because the tragic death of Biggie, who was famously murdered in a case that remains a massive cultural touchstone, clearly triggers the algorithm to push heavy true crime and gang-related documentaries right alongside the pop culture nostalgia.
The jump from a biographical tragedy to systemic unsolved crime might seem like a leap to a human, but it is a very logical, incredibly short hop for a recommendation engine optimizing for engagement.
And the sheer volume of true crime it serves up is staggering. It's asking for hours of your time. Just listen to these specific deep dives offered in this feed.
Okay.
First, there's Untold Truths of the Crips, the boy who built an army full documentary by the channel HYPE plus No.
How long is that one?
An hour, 23 minutes, and 31 seconds long from 1 month ago with 136,000 views. Then, it pushes a video from the channel Hensed, titled ABC 2020 New 2026 Murder at the U. And the time commitment on this one is massive.
It really is. It shows what the algorithm thinks the user's attention span can handle.
It is 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 2 seconds long.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah. It has 115,000 views, and it was uploaded just 3 days ago. But the channel doesn't stop there.
There's more.
The algorithm also recommends 48 mystery-full episode 2025 Secrets in the Mountains murder documentary from that very same channel. That one is even longer.
You're kidding.
2 hours, 50 minutes, and 41 seconds. It was uploaded just 1 day ago and has 68,000 views.
Unbelievable.
And rounding out this true crime pivot is a video from the channel Wonder called The Loomis Gang. How $17 million vanished in one night, which is an hour, 40 minutes, and 45 seconds long, uploaded 2 weeks ago with 77,000 views.
It's a complete immersion into the underworld. You've moved from mourning a pop culture figure to investigating systemic criminality.
Right, but why wouldn't it just feed the user more 90s R&B? Why make that massive jump from a music documentary to a nearly 3-hour deep dive on a murder in the mountains or a missing $17 million?
It's a fair question.
I want you, the listener, to just imagine this scenario for a second. You log on to watch a music documentary about hip-hop romance, and suddenly you are presented with hours upon hours of unsolved mysteries and missing millions. It's an absolute avalanche of deep, dark, investigative content.
It comes down to a very specific human psychology that the algorithm has mapped perfectly. Knowledge seekers, and if you are listening to this deep dive, you likely fall right into this category, often slide down these exact kinds of rabbit holes.
Oh, for sure.
Why? Because you want to connect the dots of unsolved historical puzzles. The algorithm knows that a mind interested in the context of the 1990s music industry and the unsolved nature of Biggie's death is also a mind willing to sit through a 3-hour 2020 mystery.
It makes sense when you put it like that.
Watching a tragedy makes us feel helpless. True crime gives us the illusion of control, the feeling that if we just get enough facts, we can solve the puzzle. The drive to understand the mechanics of the underworld is incredibly compelling when we feel the world is chaotic.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because the algorithm doesn't just keep you safely in the past, analyzing decades-old mysteries.
No, it doesn't.
The most jarring part of this source material, this freeze frame of a March 2026 homepage, is the sudden injection of intense, real-time politics and global conflict. It shatters that illusion of control we were just talking about.
It's a very sharp pivot from historical documentaries to the profound urgency of today. We call this phenomenon context collapse.
Context collapse.
Right. Where entirely different spheres of human existence, from a 90s hip-hop romance to current global warfare, are flattened into the exact same visual space on your screen. And just as a quick note to you listening, as we look at these next recommendations, we are simply observing what the algorithm serves up.
Yeah, we aren't taking any sides or endorsing any of these political views.
Exactly. We are just impartially mapping the digital terrain this user is navigating.
Exactly. We are just reading the data And the data shows a heavy, immediate dose of domestic 2026 politics.
Let's hear the titles.
Right below the true crime, the feed offers Kornacki Cam. Watch Steve Kornacki analyze Georgia special election results, NBC News. This is an hour, 38 minutes, and 21 seconds long, with 165,000 views, and it was streamed live just 6 hours ago.
Streamed just today.
Right next to it is a video by Heather Cox Richardson titled Politics Chat, March 10th, 2026. That one is 52 minutes and 22 seconds long, has 399,000 views, and it was streamed just 7 hours ago.
So you have live, highly specific, same-day domestic political analysis intermingling with a documentary about the Notorious B.I.G. and a video about the Loomis gang.
And it goes way beyond domestic elections into massive global anxieties, specifically regarding Iran.
It really ramps up.
The algorithm pushes an episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored titled Heading to World War III, Israel and U.S. Armageddon in Iran Feet, Jeffrey Sachs. That video is an hour, 2 minutes, and 54 seconds long, has nearly 500,000 views, 498,000 to be exact, and was uploaded just 11 hours ago. The cognitive whiplash of seeing that right next to a music documentary is wild.
The urgency in that title alone is palpable. It is designed to trigger an immediate arousal state. Fear, anxiety, the need to know what happens next.
It absolutely is. And the algorithm supplements that breaking news anxiety with historical context on the region.
Context is good, but it's a lot to process.
It recommends a 50 Years of Iran coverage, 60 minutes marathon, which is an incredible 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 47 seconds long, sitting at 90,000 views from 2 days ago.
3 hours.
And lastly, a video from Documentary Central titled How the Greatest Party in History Led to the Downfall of the Shah of Iran, an hour, 16 minutes, and 12 seconds long, with 205,000 views, posted 1 month ago.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, looking impartially at this feed, we can observe how perfectly it mirrors the tension and the immense cognitive load of modern digital life.
Yeah.
You have a user trying to balance their desire for entertainment and historical biography with the urgent, heavy reality of global conflicts and domestic elections happening today. It's all coexisting.
Right on the same page.
You scroll 1 inch down and you move from the nostalgia of a 90s hip-hop scene to the morbid curiosity of a mountain murder to the outright dread of a global Armageddon to live polling data in Georgia. Your brain is being asked to switch gears between mourning, investigating, and panicking, all within seconds.
It is a staggering amount for one brain to process on a Tuesday in March. And it seems like alongside the politics, the true crime, and the threat of war, the algorithm decides to keep feeding the user heavy systemic topics.
Deeper themes.
It's pushing profound philosophical debates, almost like a relentless search for foundational truth amidst all this chaos.
The feed leans heavily into legacy, power dynamics, and belief systems. When the world feels unstable, as the political videos suggest, the algorithm senses a user looking for deeper meaning or historical justice.
Let me give you the specifics of what that search for justice looks like on this screen. The user is offered How Harvey Weinstein Tried to Silence Accusers, full documentary. Frontline.
Heavy.
Very. This one is 53 minutes and 55 seconds long, uploaded 3 years ago, and has a massive 9.7 million views.
Wow.
Then right beside it, there's a live stream from Roland S. Martin titled Women's History Month, Women's Power, Legacy, and Resistance in an Age of Erasure. That one is 57 minutes and 59 seconds long, streamed just 1 day ago with 4,500 views.
Okay.
And then swinging entirely into theology, we have a video from The Diary of a CEO in West Huff titled #1 Christianity Expert, The Truth About Christianity, The Case for Jesus, Historian's Proof.
That's quite the swing.
It is a massive 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 54 seconds long, uploaded just 1 day ago, and already has 1.4 million views.
So just think about the intellectual demands here. The user is being asked to contemplate systemic Hollywood abuse, the historical legacy of women's resistance, and the historical proof of Christianity, all while ostensibly sitting down to watch a biography channel video about Faith Evans and Biggie Smalls.
It's a lot.
It's an incredibly intense intellectual and emotional journey.
But thankfully, it isn't entirely doom, gloom, and intense existential dread.
Thank goodness for that.
After serving up all of that heavy material, the algorithm actually offers up some very distinct palate cleansers at the bottom of the page. And honestly, looking at everything else we've just discussed, the murders, the wars, the systemic erasure, you would absolutely need them.
A pressure release valve is practically required at this point. The algorithm knows that if it pushes too much anxiety, the user will just close the app entirely. It has to offer a way to decompress.
Exactly. Nestled in among the murder mysteries and global anxieties, we have a Bernie Mac documentary 2003, uploaded by Real Black One.
A classic.
Yeah, it's 43 minutes and 17 seconds long from 6 years ago with a comforting 2.8 million views. We also see Gary Owen, No Hard Feelings, 2026, full special. That's 57 minutes and 18 seconds of stand-up comedy, uploaded 3 days ago, sitting at 797,000 views. It is comedy acting as a lifeboat.
It is the ultimate counterbalance to the weight of the rest of the feed. Laughter is the easiest way to reset the emotional arousal state we talked about earlier.
And it gets even more localized and grounded than just stand-up comedy. After all the global earth-shattering news, the algorithm serves up a live, hyper-local sports broadcast, playoff semis, U18AA West Central Tigers versus Red Deer Elks.
Youth hockey.
A 2-hour, 16-minute, and 43-second youth hockey game streamed 3 days ago with just 556 views. And finally, some straightforward local news. Austin Live with Alec Nolan at Fox 7 Austin. An hour-long stream, 1 hour and 25 seconds from 1 day ago with 228 views.
Think about that context collapse again. You go from the threat of World War III and debates over historical proof of religion to an under-18 regional hockey game and local Austin news in the blink of an eye.
It's a wild ride.
It grounds the user back in their immediate physical reality.
So what does this all mean? We've looked at the runtime, the view counts, the upload dates, and the wild swings in subject matter, all stemming from this single music documentary. We've seen how a simple click on a 90s biography cascades into true crime, geopolitical dread, and eventually, youth hockey.
This raises an important question. What does a single webpage from March 10th, 2026, starting with a Biggie and Faith Evans documentary, ultimately reveal to us? I think it reveals the sheer complexity of the modern digital mind.
The modern digital mind.
Yes. As consumers of information, we are entirely multifaceted, and the algorithms have mapped our emotional journeys perfectly. We are simultaneously seeking nostalgia for the pop culture figures we lost, trying to solve decades-old true crime mysteries, to feel a sense of control, and dreading the reality of modern global conflicts.
We're doing it all at once.
We are actively searching for spiritual truth and historical proof, but at the exact same time, we hit a wall and just want to sit back and laugh at a Gary Owen or Bernie Mac comedy special or watch a local U18AA hockey game. The algorithm isn't confused by these contradictions. It's just reflecting our own complicated, varied humanity right back at us.
That is such a profound way to look at a simple homepage. It really changes how you view the digital spaces you inhabit. And so, we want to leave you with this final thought to mull over on your own. Next time you open your laptop or unlock your phone and look at your own digital feed, take a second before you click on anything. Just pause and look at the spread. Ask yourself, if someone were to do a deep dive on your homepage right now, what story would it tell about what you fear, what you miss, and what you are desperately searching for?
It's a mirror we look into every single day, often without ever truly realizing what it's reflecting back at us.
Well said. Thank you all for exploring this fascinating digital snapshot with us. It's been an incredible experience to freeze time for just a moment, act as digital anthropologists, and see what the world looks like on screen today. We appreciate you taking this deep dive with us, and we'll catch you next time.